Hey guys, welcome to the Detour podcast. We're live from Copenhagen. We've reversed the roles. Iffy's back in Australia and I'm back in Europe. And we're ready to rock and roll, Johnny, for the big lap of France.
Yeah, mate, I'm excited. And I'm excited about the Tour de France. I'm excited to see what you're going to deliver for us every day, because I know it'll be sensational. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
Well, we had we arrived, when was it, 2 days ago. Flight was fine. Slept, 12 hours, I reckon, all up. So it came in pretty fresh. But the vibe around Copenhagen, it is like what you saw probably at the Giro in Belfast, when the whole town just got behind it. We saw in some of the press that, it was the first time that the Queen of Denmark had mentioned a sporting event since 1992. So, when the royal family, and I actually saw King Frederick walking the streets yesterday, but I didn't have my accreditation. I should have just done an Iffy and gone up and badged him. Didn't have my badges on me. I just froze.
You should have said the famous line from Sid Patterson. Go, Fred, how's the missus?
I know. I froze, mate.
You were King Fred, but hey, 70 years ago. But
he was just walking along like he was just a regular Joe. So they love him. Yeah. But now I've got heaps of interviews, Iffy. Now, one of the breaking news stories was Daryl Impey. Obviously, he was in great form. Went up and spoke to Zak Dempster, and they're waiting on a negative COVID result.
I've been reading all that. It's just been everyone's nervous, but there's been a whole stack of the Lotto DS. He's gone positive. Yep. Daryl and quite a few others, but others are going, what will be? And they've changed the protocol a bit. So before, if you had two riders, once you had two riders positive, then the whole team had to pull out. They're not doing that. So they're obviously nervous.
So I thought, Zak Dempster, Aussie DS for Israel. I thought I'd catch up with Zak and get it straight from the horse's mouth. And then I couldn't help myself. I thought, why not chat to Chris Froome afterwards and talk to him about the Aussie connection with the Israel team. And Clarkey pops his head in as well. So here's the first mix of interviews on the ground at the tour.
Demos, what's the update with Daryl Impey?
Yeah, so we've had a little bit of action the last couple of days, mainly due to a close contact that's happened earlier in the week. At the moment, we're just kind of trying to ensure the safety of the bubble, so we're leaving it till the very last moment to ensure that he is negative and safe to race. So yeah, fingers crossed that he can come in because he's done the work, he's where he needs to be, and yeah, we need him here.
And how's the rest of the squad? Obviously, Aussie perspective, you got Simon Clark and a pretty big name, and Chris Froome sailing up again as well.
Yeah, we've got Froome, we've got Clarkey, another big name. Clarkey, he was right here. He was waiting for a contract at Christmas time last year, and here he is at the tour, which he fully deserves. And I'm sure you'll see him up there. We're just talking about you. Yeah. What do you think?
Is he? How are you, mate?
What are we thinking? What are we talking about?
You tell us. You're the guy we're talking about.
How's the crowd? How's the crowd? Unbelievable.
Clarky, how you feeling? How you feeling, mate?
Good,
another Tour de France.
Bakerits and then Tour de France. I'm ready.
No, it is. When you think about it, it's unbelievable. From
we were talking back in January.
Yeah, and here you are at the tour, and what buzz, what crowd,
That's
what
it.
vibe.
Never give up. Never give up.
And how are you feeling personally? How are the legs?
Yeah, good. Ready to go. I got a bit sick there in the spring. Missed the Ardennes. I got a bit of the Peloton flu, but I've got over that and ready to go. So.
And Demos, what are the objectives for Simon? Pretty strict DS, mate.
Well, he's older than me, first of all, so like a fair bit of this team, actually, to be honest. But I think obviously we're here for stage wins. I think it's probably unrealistic to obviously aim to win the tour this year. So we're here to win bike races, and that's what we're going to hopefully do.
Yep. From an Aussie perspective, it's great to see you back at the race. How's it having Zak Dempster as a DS?
Yeah, Zak's a good fella. He never gives us too much, never too little. He just gives us what we need to know on the radio, which is spot on.
And how are you feeling, mate?
Pleasure working with him. Feeling good. Feels as if things have been on the up the last few months, and hoping just to build on that momentum and really just take each day as it comes and look for opportunities throughout the race.
And another Aussie on the squad, Simon Clark. How's he like to race with?
Yeah, he's a good bloke, a lot of experience as well. We've got a lot of experience in our team. I think average age is up in the 30s of our squad this year, so definitely not lacking experience. And Clarkie's one of the boys who can definitely rely on in terms of knowing where to be at the right time, and good wheel to follow.
And what are the objectives for yourself? Do you think you'll try and line up a few stages towards the back end of the race, or
let's see how things go. I mean, I'm coming in as a little bit of an unknown at the moment, not really having had any big tests in the last month. So, looking forward to seeing where the legs are once we reach the mountains in a week's time, and really get into the guts of the race. But we've got Jakob and Woodsy going really well. And I'd love to be up there in the climbs with them and see where that gets me.
Good stuff, mate. All the best.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.
There you go. Demmers, Clarkie.
High standard to start, mate. High standard to start. That's fantastic.
We're just warming up, mate. We're just warming up. Obviously, we wanted to go over and chat with the Bike Exchange Jayco team. It was great to see some of the old faces. First guy I saw was Otatu, the bus driver. He couldn't believe it. I remember just walking up and he's like, "Hey, Ostia." Yeah, loved it. But so I got a compilation. Obviously, I had these pins. I learnt that from the best back in the day. We used to have the kangaroo badges iffy. So I had these custom Australian flag with French flag pins. So I want to give that to a lot of the Aussie riders and sign a good luck and just the same old jargon. But here's compilation. I caught up with Durbo, Bling, Caleb Ewan. We just keep rolling along, iffy. So here's another page. You won't have to say anything on these detours throughout France. You just a couple of little nuggets and then just go to the free roll.
Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at all the Aussies.
Another experienced Aussie at the tour, mate. Couch Peloton presentation time. Limited edition badge.
Here we go.
This brings you luck, brings you safety.
Hold that, Jonesy. I might put that on my cap. You know?
Yeah, mate.
Wear
Wear it with pride.
Actually, I won't do that now because it'll take me about 10 minutes.
Well, now that you know that you've got a good luck omen, mate, I think you're a big smoky for this time trial. You confident or what? Now that you got the badge.
Yeah, now I've got the badge. Look, I'd like to say that I'm going to have a good one on Friday, and that's what I'm going to plan to do.
Yeah.
I love a prologue, and the bikes this year have been fantastic, and I'm feeling good. I'm just excited to be here, and so I just hope that we get some nice weather. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people out. I'm just going to go full gas and see how we go.
Now, you've got a Dane on the team, Chris Jensen. He's hard to keep a lid on it at the best of times. He must be just up and about at the moment.
Yeah, he's done the, when like a kid before Christmas, he sort of goes really quiet because he can't control himself.
Oh, right.
So he's just internalising it all. Zone. So I'm rooming with it at the moment. I hadn't heard boo out of him. He's just quiet and he's just like, I'm looking at Chris and I'm like, you feeling okay? I think it's just because his overall excitement is just too much.
He'd be milking the media this week.
yeah, you know how he is. He hasn't left Tivoli yet. Yeah. He tried to crowd surf in there, but they wouldn't let him.
Here he goes. Here's the time. Hey, you're done?
Yeah, sorry.
Chris,
how's it going?
Good to see you, bro.
Long time no see.
Yeah, how you travelling?
Oh, great.
You must be up and about.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, you must be up and about.
I am indeed.
Home start.
Bit of a reception. They're all cheering for Durbridge. It was amazing.
Yeah. And what's the buzz been like in Denmark? I mean, this, all jokes aside, this is huge.
Oh, it's massive,
country.
and I think, I live here. I live like 3k down the road, so I felt the whole tour hype build the last couple of weeks. Tried to ignore it a little bit, but I think we all saw today how big it is and how big it's going to be the next couple of days. So the reception we received in Tivoli was unbelievable. I don't think any of us have ever been to a team prezzo like that ever.
Now, in the past, you've spoken to the Danish Prime Minister at the tour, and how's your media profile gone this week?
Well, I mean, it sounds like they had a couple of fans there in the crowd, so that was encouraging. So yeah, I can't complain. Like, I just have to perform on the bike.
Yeah, well, about that, what's the objectives this week?
Oh, well, I think no secret. I mean, when we got a missile like Dylan, then the first couple of days are going to be super important. So I think after this, the presentation now, it's about focusing on the actual race. Maybe Durbs can give it a crack already on Friday. He won the world's under-23 time trial champs here in Copenhagen. So and then as from Saturday, Sunday, I mean, they're pretty good stages for Dylan. And that'll be a great way to start the tour.
All the best, mate.
Good to see you. Are you here for the whole?
Yeah, bloody hell.
Maybe we do a podcast.
Yeah, why not?
Jonesy and I did like a legendary with Heppy.
2 hours on the bus.
Yeah, that was back in 2016.
That was
17.
awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
That was our best raider.
He's Jonesy, the man.
Good to see you, bro.
You too.
Legend. All right, we're here with a guy that needs little introduction. Michael Matthews, mate, another lap around France. Before we get it underway, here's a presentation on behalf of the Couch Peloton. This is a safety pin. Mate, you're home and host now. How does that make you feel?
Mate, I haven't been back to us. I've actually spent more time in France than in Australia these last couple of years, so it's actually it's nice to be surrounded by Aussies, and yeah, great present. Thanks, mate.
Another lap around France, Bling. What are you hoping for this year?
A better year than last year. I mean, last year was difficult. We had a great year. I had a great year in 2017, and since then it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Before that, it was also difficult. So I'm about due for a good year, I reckon.
And with Dylan on the squad, does that mean that you can sort of target the a bit more lumpier finishes?
Yeah, I think we noticed from last year's Tour de France that it was just too much going for everything, and we ended up coming out with nothing. A lot of podiums, but no wins. So I think bringing Dylan along this year to do the flat sprints, I think there's about 6 opportunities maybe. So with the legs he has at the moment, a stage win is for sure guaranteed, I think. And hopefully I can do my best to help him in his stages, and then the team can help me in my stages that suit me better than the pure flat sprint.
All right, we've got Aussie superstar Caleb Ewan, mate. On behalf of the Couch Peloton, here's your official safety pin. This will bring you luck and safety in France.
So I have to wear it?
No, you don't have to wear it. You can just keep it as a memento. Yeah.
Thank you.
How are you feeling anyway, mate?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I don't know what else to say. I feel good. Hopefully the other riders don't feel as good, but.
Well, it's the standard questions, isn't it? When you come into the tour, they all want to know what stages are you targeting. Well, of course, on the sprints.
Yeah.
What's been the best question you've had leading up to the tour so far?
I haven't had any. It's all the same. How are you feeling? What stage are you targeting? Which, I mean, you're never going to say you feel bad. So
you got to go to the cliche kit bag. It's the team's great, full support of the team.
I mean, everyone says the same thing.
Yeah.
Every question is the same. Everyone says the same thing, but everyone keeps bringing up the Giro, which sucks a bit. But
I didn't bring up the Giro.
I know. That's why you're a good
respect.
journalist.
But no, you must be pumped. I mean, there's going to be massive crowds in Denmark. Obviously, stage 1, time trial, but stage 2 is the big one, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, actually, I like to start with the time trial, just to settle the nerves a little bit.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a yellow jersey up for grabs on the first stage, then this whole lead up's super stressful. So, yeah, in a way, it's nice just to start the tour a little bit relaxed. But yeah, the atmosphere here is amazing. We were just up on stage then, and yeah, it's crazy. I don't think I've ever had a Grand Depart like it. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
All the best, mate. We'll be bugging you throughout, and the Couch Peloton will be up till all hours, cheering you on, buddy.
Cheers. Thanks.
There you go. Couple more grabs there, Johnny.
Good stuff. He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I was waiting, but you started really well with that one. That was great. What's it about? But you never asked him the great question.
What's that?
Well, you never did. You were talking about all the bad questions he gets. I was waiting for you to come in with the perler.
Yeah, I don't want to shoot all my bullets in the first week. We've got to build up to this, John. You just start slow and just keep chipping away. But no, it's time for a quick drinks break. Quick word from Bike Exchange. We'll be back with plenty more. I also caught up with George Bennett and an interview that did not go to air on SBS for obvious reasons, but we'll run it on the detour. So stay tuned.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them. all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange. Head over to bikeexchange.com.au for everything bike related.
Our sensational partner. Without them, we wouldn't be here, and you wouldn't be there.
That's right. Now, one guy that I caught up with, I was saying before, is George Bennett, who we do the Social Distance podcast with. One thing they're always bugging us for is like merchandise. So we got some T-shirts made that we're going to do a production line for. What do you reckon, Iffy?
Love them.
So I'm wearing the shirt that says "Shit Rider, Great Bloke," and George has got.
I don't think you have to explain that. I think people realise.
Some people listen to this. They don't.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's very true. I'm forgetting that.
Yeah. So on that, we did an interview with George after the team presentation, and he elaborates a little bit more on the shirts. So here's George Bennett.
All right, we're here with one of the biggest characters of this year's Tour de France, of course, podcast superstar George Bennett. George, you're fully kitted out, mate.
I've gone for the great rider ship bloke, and that's me for the next 3 weeks, so stay out of my way, Jonesy.
You can't have both. You're either going to be a great rider and a ship bloke, or a ship rider and a great bloke.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to getting this 3 weeks out the way and slipping into my other shirt, which is what you were sporting earlier, which is the shit rider good bloke. But for the moment, no, I'm staying with being a firm asshole and really just getting on with trying to be a good rider.
How are you feeling amongst the group?
Good.
You've signed across to the big dogs, the UAE Jump Ship.
Yep.
You're with obviously Pog, and you've ditched the Rog.
Yeah, getting a few salty looks at the sign-on from the other boys, you know.
Yeah. But, mate, you had goosebumps before after the sign-on. Why?
Yeah, there's a big cheer going on in there. They put up the old White Stripes chant for us as well. We had one Danish. Just a hell of a crowd. One of the best, I reckon that's one of the best presentations I've ever been to.
Do riders feed off that? Like crowds?
Do.
You do?
I do. I love it.
Does it just give you a massive lift?
Yeah, it gives me a big lift. Just bit of a change from, like these sort of Paris-Nice sign-ons where it's a couple of old Frenchies in the backwaters of France.
Scab your bottle.
Yeah, old men just coming in hot for your bottles. So. No, it was good. I mean, it's awesome. It's a huge effort for a city like this to put it on, but it was bloody good.
And obviously a time trial tomorrow, but then,
day after.
Yeah, that's right. I'm already, mate, jet lag. But the first 3 days here in Denmark, there's going to be a lot of crowd, crosswinds. Do you get nervous, or you just experience that, you just go, here's what it is?
I don't really get nervous anymore, but I mean, if I see the wind blowing and I know how many crashes there's going to be and that, I mean, I'm apprehensive about some things, but you just got to be at the front, and that's all there is.
Yeah.
So, cuidado.
Even the staff are up about, mate.
Yeah, they're about. Up and about.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll be bugging you throughout the tour, mate.
Can't wait. And thanks for the merch.
No worries.
George Bennett, definitely up and about. We've got a couple of comments.
Wendy May. She's a star.
And Thomas says, great to see you in Denmark, Dan. Looking forward to the updates. Andy Matthews says, awesome to have Dan on the ground in Copenhagen. Looking forward to a big 3 weeks. Jan says, Froome on the first day. Great start, Dan. We're going to be taking down some big scalps. Nice buzz cut, Chris Jensen. Carolyn, great to see you back. Jan says, can we come up with random questions for you to ask or challenges? Of course. Use the hashtag
we want that.
Couch Peloton and get involved on Twitter. because we'll just be taking leads from whatever the couch peloton want. Tom Maloney says, just watching this at Paran Market Lane Cafe, the manager here was telling me that all the coffee companies in Copenhagen are getting excited in regards to Tour de France. Amazing coverage, guys. And Jenny Whitehead says, thanks, Dan. Have a great time.
Well, I hope Tommy's all right, because Tommy's been recovering from some nasty fractures. He had some emails or photos of some of his damage, but he's coming good. And I know Jan Boardman will be over there annoying you. And I saw something on Facebook just before, Peter Manchandon, who's got the wonderful old combi van that he leaves at his at his cousin's place in Holland. He's back. So you'll catch it. He's gonna, when you get down into France, he'll be there. So I'm sure you'll see him on the road. So you have to get a grab with Pete.
Well, we've got the orange stickers, Iffy. Now, I don't think you've ever had orange stickers on your car over the journey, so I'm going to have to get those changed.
Bloody oath, mate. Orange stickers.
For the listeners, I mean, that means that you go alternative route, so you can't drive on the actual race route, and you just got to follow the signs. But it is a good excuse to get out of doing work, though. So it's sort of catch-22.
Yeah, but if you got the green and blue stickers, at least you can go either way, but you can go on the course when you need to. Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to most, Iffy, coming into the time trial? I mean, we're winding Durbo up, but he is a good chance of pulling a pretty good result, you'd think.
Durbo will get top 10, I'm pretty sure, and he could even, get into the top half dozen with a really top ride. His ride Dauphiné was great, and look, I can't see anyone beating Ghana tomorrow. He's in great form. Won the national just a couple of days ago, or last week. But I'm just looking forward to the Tour de France, mate. I'm actually getting a bit different sitting home. This is the first tour in 23 years where I haven't been there when I could have been there. You know what I mean? I missed a couple of COVID, but the first one. But you're holding up your end of the bargain brilliantly. I'm going to look forward to watching it home each night and then doing the podcast with you, which is almost like being there. I'm excited about stage 5 coming up, even though I don't like the cobbles being in the Tour de France. Still love to watch it, and that'll be really exciting. And then when we get down to the mountains in a few days' time, I think Dylan Groenewegen will be really in that mix. I'm torn actually, because my love for Bike Exchange Jayco and wanting Dylan to there. But hey, I can't help it. An Aussie, and I really want to see the pocket rocket, Caleb Ewan, show his stuff. I think Caleb actually is the fastest sprinter in the world. So I'm looking forward to watching that between him and Dylan, and also Fabio Jakobsen, and of course, Fabio and Dylan I don't think they're not enemies, but I don't think they ever completely patched it up after that terrible accident, 2.5 years ago. So, they're going to be one great ones in the mix. Shame Cav's not there. I think it was a mistake. But, I'm just excited about the whole thing.
Yeah, and hopefully Daryl Impey has a negative result and can get over. But as you said, they're changing the rules where I think they're going to get to a point where they go, even if you're in positive, I mean, you'd have to be.
But he was just a close contact. He hadn't gone positive. It was a close contact.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll be fine. And of course, we've got the Aussies. We've got the Aussie contenders, Ben O'Connor and Jack Hay. I mean, I really do believe that Ben can get on the podium, and Jack will give it a nudge as well. He'll be right there. So, it's been a while since we've had an Aussie who we can, at the start of the Tour de France, say, look, he is a contender. Of course, Ben blew us away last year, but it was a surprise. He's not surprising now. He's stepping up. So I'm looking forward to some wonderful, wonderful days.
Now, we're staying here at the Scandic Hotel right in the heart of Copenhagen, and we're staying with the Moo Moo cycling guys. I saw Stewie O'Grady yesterday. He was doing a bit of a recon ride, and Andy Schleck's going to be coming to the hotel this morning. So we can get an interview with Andy. Is there anything specifically you want me to ask Andy, Iffy? I don't want to keep bringing up the 2011 Tour de France when he got rolled by Cadel, but I mean, his insights on who's going to win the GC would be pretty good, I suppose.
Oh, look, he's a legend and a wonderful guy. You know, I mean, you can go back and talk about the 11 seconds that he lost when his chain came off and Contador said he didn't see him and all of that. It's all, that's water under the bridge, as they say. Oh, look, it'd be wonderful just to get his insights. He and Frank are just absolute legends, and look forward to hearing that.
Yep. All right, mate. Well, anything else you want to add before we wrap things up?
Well, I'm looking at the other one. It's going to be interesting for Bike Exchange Jayco, because they're not there with the GC in mind, and you had some great insight there from Bling, Michael Matthews, and I think this is going to work well for Michael, having Dylan going for the flatter stages, because Michael is quite good in the flat stages. He mightn't be quite as quick as some of the others. Phone's ringing everywhere. But the one I'm going to look forward to is Schultze, Nick Schultz, who, in the past, he climbs very well, but he's always had another role riding for someone else. Well, he is the GC man, and he'll have lots of jobs to do on the other stages, especially on the tougher stages there. Bling will have a chance. But once it comes to the actual mountain stages, he'll be given his own opportunity, and that'll be interesting to watch. We've got I think 9 Aussies in the race. Clarkey, who you just spoke to, Durbo, Caleb, Jack Haig, Chris Hamilton. Now he's just finished a Giro, and they've whacked him in here as well. So with DSM, so that'll be interesting to watch. And Michael Storer, who I love to watch. He's such a racer. This is his first Tour de France, and we saw what he could do in the Vuelta last year. Wonderful stage wins, and he's an aggressive bike rider. So looking forward to watching those Aussies strut their stuff.
That's it, mate. We'll be winding up all the Aussies throughout the next 3 weeks, and hopefully, I'm sure the ones that got a pin today are going to stay safe as well. The old safety pin.
Keep the nappies up. Yep, all good.
All good. All right,
well done. And look, it's fantastic. If you keep supplying little nuggets like that, we're going to keep them short every day, just like around about half an hour, unless we've got something really dramatic that happens. But it all changes tomorrow. Today we're talking about what's going to be, and tomorrow we're talking about the actual. So looking forward to something special.
The next video I'm going to put together is Nicky Strobel, obviously the former head chef at Green Edge team and Danish native. He's been taking us around Copenhagen and showing us all the best sites. So we'll play that video tomorrow, and obviously we'll catch up with Andy Schleck. And I'll leave the other teams alone because they are sort of bringing in the bubble type atmosphere. I went down to the buses just because I was like, well, there's no point going in the mix zone. I don't want to get caught in the washing machine. Yeah, it's just experience, John. And then, but I think with the buses that also, some teams like UAE are going to say you can talk to the directors and staff at the buses, but for the riders, you've got to go into the mix zone, which is sort of in between the site, like the start and the buses.
So what I'd like you to do for me tomorrow. Because tomorrow, other than what you do, we're going to be talking about the same thing. It's still going to be before the stage starts. So if you can just get a little bit of info on the actual stage so we can actually, I know it's a dead flat time trial, but if there's any sort of tricky corners, that sort of stuff, get a little bit of input from the guys. That'd be great.
Tech input.
Tech stuff.
Right.
Yep.
All right, no worries. We'll be 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the rest of the Giro. That's 8 a.m. if you're in Europe. Tune in again tomorrow. We'll have more on the ground content from this year's Tour de France. See you then. Cheers.
This is the winning ride of the Tour de France.